What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Give people some time to come in. I hope y'all doing well out there on this lovely New Year's Eve. Let's go ahead and give people some time to come in. What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing out there? Send this off right quick. How was y'all Christmas? I hope y'all had a lovely Christmas. What's up, Airpix? What's up, Uno? How y'all doing? How y'all doing out there? Trey, Max Bird. How y'all doing? What's up, Mr. Butler? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hope y'all having a blessed one. Lucky Lens Entertainment. What's up? Where you been? Where you been? Doing fine, man. Doing fine. How you doing out there, young lady? What's up, DVD King in the house? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah. Last video of the decade, man. Last video of the decade. Seasick, huh? Yeah, man. I gotta go put some products in and do a little brushing section. Go ahead and brush my hair stuff probably after this video. Go ahead and put the do-rag on so it can be fresh for the New Year's. Fresh for the New Year's. I'm gonna go ahead and give it like 30 more seconds before we go ahead and get started, guys. What's happening with you, my brother? What's going on? What's going on? Sandman, what's up? How you doing out there? Martin, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, man? I'm hoping y'all enjoying y'all day. Had a good Christmas over here. Y'all know I got a big family, man. 6 kids. So they had a pretty good Christmas, you know. So God has been good to us this week and looking forward to the new year. So I just wanted to take this time and thank you guys for supporting the channel. Kind of recap some of the things that we have done over this past year. You know, talk about a couple of successes, a couple of failures. I know a lot of time people always want to talk about the success, but a lot of times we don't mention the failures. And I think if you're not failing, in my opinion, you're not making progress because you only learn when you fail. One of the things I tell people all the time is I don't want to know about something when it's going good. Teach me how to deal with the problem when something arrived wrong, right? How can we deal with something when it's wrong or when it's broke? How to fix it when it's broke? So that's my thing right there. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to the channel, Taking the Bathroom. The bathroom is the only place you can place your gadgets in peace. And on this channel, we do product reviews and also some tutorials. And yes, it is your boy Taking the Bathroom. You want to support the channel, you already know what you got to do, guys. I got a PayPal donation link in the description of the video. Also have Cash App right there. So you want to support the channel, go ahead. You know, if you're able to, go ahead and drop that. It'd be much appreciated. But yeah, just welcome to the show. And if you got any questions for me, go ahead and give me an email at takingthebathroom@gmail.com. I try my best to go ahead and answer those questions. So I think everybody's in. What's up, Jay Mac? Happy New Year's to you too. So I'm not gonna keep you guys long. I know that you got family and friends and stuff like that probably coming in or already there, but just want to talk about a couple of things that happened in the new year. So this year the channel really grew. It took off this year. I think we're hitting at we're close to 20,000. Let me check right quick. My little YouTube app. We're close to 20,000. The goal is to reach 100,000 guys. So right now we're at 19,948. So hopefully we hit that 20,000 mark soon. A couple of decisions I made on the channel. You know, within the last 24 months, really over the 2 years period of time, is the reviews of the IPTV services. I did away with the affiliate links and I started charging these services to do their reviews. And you know, it had mixed results on the channel. Some people loved it, some people didn't. Some people was like, if you're getting paid to do reviews, then you're really not giving your honest opinion. And so I took that as a challenge. And hopefully, you guys seen over the course of this year when I did the reviews, you seen that I give my honest opinion. And one of the things I learned about doing the IPTV reviews is that these services have gotten, so much better than what they was in the past. And you mainly start to pull hairs, because it's like a good service hardly ever buffer. So now when we started off, it was a lot of buffering with IPTV services or whatever. And now you barely get buffering with a good service. And so when you're doing a review on the service, so now it's like, what sources do they have? Well, most of them, they have different sources, but their channel lineups might be different. So now you're seeing, all right, what are the features in the apps? All right, a lot of them use the same app. So you start to pull different hairs. It always comes down to customer service, in my opinion. And so when I do a review on the IPTV service, I tell them, hey, get into the comment section or whatever. And if you guys, which have happened, it's like, hey, I brought this service and I'm not getting good customer service. I share my opinion with you in the comment section. And I also try to reach out to the IPTV company to let them know, hey, look, in the comment section, this is what has been said. You guys that's been in my comment section, a lot of times I go ahead and I screenshot it and I email it to them. So I think that's where we at with the IPTV world, is that a lot of them are getting better. A lot of them are getting good sources, and it's becoming harder and harder to do a critique on the IPTV service. And I want to say this also, we're looking at the past and where we at now. I got a lot of smoke off of IPTV service reviews in the past by giving my opinion. But from that day to this day, guys, it still remains my opinion. You might look at a service and you might like it. I might look at a service, I might dislike it. We all have different tastes. We all have, different ideas, and we use things differently from others. I try to get the best of the best. And when I went to doing the paid reviews, I didn't want to lose you guys' trust. So I took that as a challenge that, hey, look, still get the people what they want and what they need. So let me see what we have up here. That would suck to be, sir. Probably nobody would take your disability seriously. So, but yeah, man. So that's one of the things that kind of went on this year when we was talking about, IPTV service and review. They got better. IPTV services have got better, guys. And, I want to encourage you to get a backup. We talked about this on Dale's show a little bit last night when the extreme codes went down. And I'm guessing this is a number. I don't know this for sure, but I'm going to say at least 90 to 80% of the IPTV services went down. And it had some that was up. And I still had IPTV services from, smaller companies that wasn't getting all of the big hype as the bigger ones. And because I had those backup, I still had access to like the pay-per-view events. I still had access to football and stuff like that. At any time, this stuff can go away. That's one of the things we learned in this year, is that at any time, IPTV can go away. And this is a great opportunity to educate you on what you should do whenever you're purchasing an IPTV service. Number one, guys, if you can, make sure that you never purchase more than a month at a time. The most I would recommend someone purchase IPTV service is for 3 months. So never purchase more than a month at a time. That way you're not out of the money. The second thing I would say is a lesson that we should have learned from the extreme codes going down this year is have a backup. I just mentioned it, but have a backup. And in having that backup, have access. I guess this would be number 3. Have access to that company. Like, customer service is everything. I mentioned that earlier. and I want to be too repetitive, but customer service is everything. Ask them, hey, in the event, it's a simple email. In the event, if you was to go down for whatever reason, will I be prorated? How would it go, or whatever? Because what we find out is that they had people that had, and then I'm not going to say people, companies. It had companies that made the decision to just shut down, right? Not try to come and prorate anyone, not try to get anyone back up. They shut down, and a lot of them just started another company. I mean, so and I'm kind of like this with it, because I'm like, if you had people, take care of your people, but then the problem that they had was that they literally had to switch to a whole nother business model, because they had to go with a different panel, different payment processing system, and so a lot of them was forced to switch. But in my opinion, I think some kind of way they should have took care of the people if they was able to do it. See right here, how can you reach out to me? Well, if you want to reach out to me, you go ahead and shoot me an email right here at takingabathroom@gmail.com. Just shoot me an email and reach out to me, and I try to answer your questions. And once again, if you want to support the channel right here, Cash App dbogan78. Again, on the PayPal, you can go to bathroomminister@gmail.com, or taking a bathroom. You can do that. So those are different ways you can reach out to me if you're trying to reach out to me. So that's what we have with the IPTV this year. What else I want to say about this past year? Reviews. So I started this channel as a tech channel to mainly review different products and gadgets and really think out the box and show people how you can do different things. And I want to say my focus this year towards the end was like on security. So I did like a lot of security cameras, and I'm going to do one more review on security cameras. I think that security is very important, and we have the technology, because in the streaming community, most of us, if we're doing it right, the streaming community, we should have a good internet network that should be able to handle these IP cameras. And it's so easy to set up, and it's, in my opinion, man, it just gives me a sense of security when I'm traveling for work or whatever, to know that my family is secure. And that's something I want to preach, especially what's been going on in the world, and even in my small community. Some things been going on, and I think that security is very, very important. And security cameras now are so cheap, guys. It's not like back in the days you had to be like a company that had like $5,000 worth of security equipment set up. You literally, for $200, you can have the same equipment that we seen back in the days at your local supermarket. $200, you can put up that same system back then into your house. That's even better now, because you have cloud access and you can monitor your house anywhere in the world. So that's something that I really want to be proactive in talking to you guys about, is securing your home, securing your family, securing your property. It's simple enough, it's easy enough, and hey, go ahead and do it. Yeah, Cosmos is from what I'm hearing, it's a good company. My review on it and even testing it up here on the monitor, they're legit. Now just keep in mind that I kind of I kind of sped up their launch date. I don't think they had even launched official yet when I did the review. So guys, go ahead and check them out. And I love that they offer a 3-day trial. Now, how fast they get back to you, I don't know. I'm assuming, this is an assumption that I'm making. You know what happened when you assume? I'm making the assumption that they don't have a big team since they're just getting started. So give them some time to get back with you with your login information or whatever. But I think it's worth your time, especially that 3-day free trial. You can go ahead and check it out. Michael said, Tech, happy New Year's, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, putting out quality stuff, helping the community out. People like us save money. Thank you, God bless. Yeah, that's the thing, man, saving money. The video I did a couple of weeks ago with the solar panel, I thought that was awesome, because if you really think about it, if you have the ability to harness the energy from the sun, and you have a monitor or a small TV with a hotspot, a fire stick or whatever, if you watch the video, you can be anywhere, guys, and just, take your entertainment with you. Which brings me to the next point, the hotspot. Now, the hotspot, aka game changer, was very controversial this year because number one, you know, I don't think people really understand the message of DST when we tell you guys to be your own boss. This is not something that we're just saying. This is something that we preach and we hold each other accountable. Is that be your own boss? Like, find a niche, find an avenue where you can generate income. And when the game changer came out, I took that as an opportunity to go ahead and generate income. And like anything else, when you make an investment, especially someone like me with a big family, when you make an investment, that money that I'm investing, that's taking food off the table. That's I got 2 kids in college. I cash out them regularly. I don't know who invented cash out, but it's the devil, because that's the only thing they be sending me, cash out requests. It's taking money from them, taking money from your household, but you have to invest. You can never move forward by doing the same thing. So what I did was I made that investment. I made that investment in time. I made that investment with money, brought all kind of hotspots, seeing how it worked, when it worked, why it don't work, put together a package, and I made a video saying that, hey, this has been my experience. Now, a lot of the information I found on YouTube for free, and I say that, hey, I found a lot of this information on YouTube for free. That's a lot of articles that I read. I did watch a lot of webinars, not just on the hotspot, but just on how internet work in general. I did a lot of the groundwork, but the thing that you could not find was my personal experience when I was conducting those experiments on different hotspots and different locations and different bandwidths and different channels and stuff like that. When I put all that together in a package, I was trying to recoup my money. I spent like $500 worth of hardware, different hotspots or whatever, averaging around $90 a piece. I had like 5 or 6 of them. And then I put servers on all of them. I kept it on there for a couple of months. So it's averaged out just over $700. So when I did the video, I was like, hey, you can do all of this research, 3 months or something like that, 2 or 3 months that I did, and yourself, or you can, do this, buy this video, $25 donation video. And this is my experience. It's everything put together. You just follow these steps and it's ready made. It's ready made to sell if you do it like that. And when I did that video, I did not know that it's going to be, I say controversial, but it really was like a small percentage of people that didn't understand the concept of being your own boss. It's like, hey, if you're invested in something and you find a problem, you solve a problem, you sell a solution. To me, that's common sense. But I realize that it's not common sense to a lot of people. And people think that every YouTuber should give you information that should be for free. And nothing in life is for free, people. Not even conversation. In conversation, you have to pay attention. So there's a price to be paid for everything that you do in life. So the game changer this year, man, for those of you that didn't understand the concept of why the video is being sold, even though I did numerous amount of videos, even though I told people numerous amount of time that you can find this information out yourself for free, the only thing that you're not going to be able to find out is the portion that I did conducting the experiments with the different hotspots and which one was the best and stuff like that. So I didn't understand why some people didn't understand that concept. But like I said earlier, we are different people. Uno, thank you for the $5 super chat. Taking about the thing for doing IPTV reviews and keep it a great work. Also for your game changer internet videos. You are awesome. Thank you, man. I think in 2020, I'm going to focus more on prosperity. I kind of did it towards the end of this year. I want people to be able to generate income from nothing. That's the key word, generate income from nothing. I'm not saying that you're going to be a millionaire. I'm not saying that you're going to make thousands of dollars, but I can tell you that there was a lot of skeptics when it came down to the hotspots, and a lot of those individuals that brought that video, they took the initiative of them upon themselves. They followed those steps, and bang, 1,100 a month, 3,000 a month, 6,000 a month. This is what they're making off the hotspots. And I pulled the video, and some of you was like, why you pulled the video? Is because I created a company. I formed an LLC with a partner. I created a company called Connected to the Source, and that's what we sell. We sell hotspots with streaming options. So when I'm saying being your own boss, I'm not just telling you guys, I'm not just telling this to you guys. I'm living this thing. I'm not just preaching this thing. I'm living this thing. I created LLC Connected to the Source. You go to the Secretary of State, Louisiana Secretary of State page and look up Connected to the Source. You're going to see that it is an LLC. You're going to see my name on the paperwork. It's as simple as that, people. Find a problem, find a solution. And so I pulled the video, not because I was trying to harm anybody, but think about it. I got a website. I'm selling this now. The more people have the video, that's competition for me. You know, and so then it goes to the thing where you're just money hungry. Well, it's not about being money hungry. It's about having a good business acumen and knowing what you're trying to do. So therefore, I pulled the video. I recently put the video back up because a lot of people started hitting me up a couple of weeks ago about the video. I was like, I don't sell it anymore. But I started thinking about it. I was like, man, why all of a sudden the uptick of people wanting the video? And I thought about it. I was like, it's Christmas time. So maybe people want to hit a hustle to get some Christmas things out the way. Or maybe people want to hit a hustle to kind of recoup some of the money they spent out for Christmas. So I said, I'm going to offer the video again into the first. So the first is tomorrow. I'm probably gonna keep offering the video until probably the end of the week. I'll pull it after tomorrow. And just for something to jumpstart people, get people off of their feet. And like I said, it doesn't make good business sense to keep that video out there to have competition. But somebody was like, with tech, people not in your area, man, trust me, man. People in my area watch my videos. They watch my videos. And one of my homeboys that called me, he was like, man, yeah, man, the dude was like, let's go half on the video. Like a $25 video. He gonna ask my homeboy to go half on the video so they can start their own company. It is what it is, man. So it is what it is. You're doing more than anyone else I know. I understand, because I brought different hotspot devices, travel to different locations, etc. Time and money. I understand. Yeah, man. And if you just jump into that hotspot thing head first, if you dive in there like I did, it's gonna be a lot of long nights. Like something that's simple that's going into there and changing the APN. Every hotspot is different. The location of every hotspot, even how to log into the hotspot via a laptop or a cell phone is a different process for a lot of them to find that information. And so that's why that video, I identified the hotspot that I found that was easier to use and more, in my opinion, more efficient. By no way are they the best hotspots out there, but if you're looking to resell it, it got to be economically sound, right? So I'm not telling you to go buy like the Netgear, I forgot what the name of it, the M1. That's probably like $200 or whatever. You can't resell it to a reasonable audience and make a profit. So my goal was to find a hotspot that was economically efficient for resellers, that work well, that give you good speeds to get the job done. And number two, it was easy to use. And so the hotspots that I recommend in the video, in my experience, those were the ones that worked the best. So what else happened this year? We kind of talked about this last night on Super Dale 2, some YouTube beef. And yeah, it had some people that went live and talk about YouTube selling hotspots and videos. And I think they had a misunderstanding because they thought that the video that was being sold was a video that was on YouTube. It's a totally different video. So that taught me something else in 2019, is that you have to be slow to give an opinion until you gather enough information. I made a video about Target, aka Army in a Haircut. Before everything happened, I made a video about people hating on him and stuff, and why even though I don't agree with everything that he done in the past, why it's hard for me to hate on him. And I told a story about when I was selling boxes and still was doing coding, so you know how far back I'm going. how he was the only one that really had a bill that was accessible to resellers, and how I made a lot of money, and how that made good business sense, because when he rolled out his IPTV service, the same way I got this little ticker going down here saying Happy New Year's, everybody that I sold a box to that had that bill on there had that RSS feed giving them information about him selling his IPTV service. And when he did an update, he included an update for people to purchase the IPTV service. And there was a lot of people that I sold boxes to in my areas and surrounding areas that had Gears TV. I made a lot of money off it, but he made a lot of money off of it too. And then everything kind of happened with the debacle and the FBI raid and stuff like that. And people asked me privately in emails and stuff what I thought about it, text messages and stuff like that, chats. I never spoke on it because if you don't know my background, I'm familiar with the legal system. I never spoke on it because I never gathered enough information. And so that's one of the things that I kind of learned in 2019 is, gather as much information as possible. You're never going to have the complete story, especially as a YouTuber. When we're trying to give you guys breaking news, you're never going to have the complete story, because there's always three sides to the story. That's his side, her side, and the truth. So I just felt like in this situation, I didn't have enough information to do a video on this story. And I was like, let's just play it out. And especially since I had did a video like a month or a couple of weeks prior to that, giving him praise for what he did for the community back in the days. And again, I want to repeat myself that I don't agree with everything that he did back in the days, but in that regard, man, he done, in my opinion, he done the streaming world a huge favor whenever the beast started, requiring you to log in and all of that. It made it harder for box resellers, and he kept his bill up to date pretty much, on a regular basis. Therefore, I was like, hey man, you got hats off to him. Like my grandma said, even a broken clock right twice a day. Oh no, yep, the Netgear M1 and the Netgear Nighthawk rugged, not profitable for me. Yeah, it's kind of hard to sell it. You got to have like a special clientele to do that. Another thing is that even with the hotspots, I showed you guys a video how some of them you can hook them up to a router, and that allows more people on it, and it basically just turns that hotspot into a modem. So that's a trick that you guys can do. In 2019, I felt like 2019 was the year of being mobile with your streaming. I did a couple of phone reviews and trying to show you guys how you can use cheap phones as streaming apparatuses. It was a good idea, but it wasn't a good idea. And I'm gonna say why it wasn't a good idea, because somebody get a phone, they really want to use the phone to call. The way my mind worked, I was like, yeah, but if you have like a secondary phone, it's better than a shield. When you look at the specs and what it can do, make phone calls, internet, portable stuff like that. But I didn't think those videos took off well. And that's another thing, spending that money on things. Some things gonna work out, some things not gonna work out. It's all part of the journey. It's all part of what I started the video off saying, of having those failures, right? And not having all of the success that you may hope that you have. I think I want to touch on a couple more things as it relates to DST. Guys, in 2019, I think as a group, and I don't think that they mind me sharing this, as a group, I think that we kind of all had our ups and downs personally in our personal lives, and I think as a group we kind of all had some really, really good successes. That just re-indicates to me, as we're reflecting on 2019, that's indicative of life. It's like a roller coaster, right? You're gonna have your highs and you're gonna have your lows. And I say this all the time, especially to Legacy Will. I say this all the time. You're gonna have your highs and you're gonna have your lows. You're only gonna live in this form and this body, depending on your belief, one time. And so, just like a roller coaster, man, enjoy the ride. Just know that you're gonna have low days, but you're gonna come out that dip, but you're gonna be on the top again. Just Don't get off if you stay on the ride, if you stay on the journey, if you stay pushing forward, you're gonna have little days, but you're gonna reach the top again. That is life. That's true for everyone that has been successful in life, highs and lows, So so 2019, man, just looking at my fellow teammates, DST, seeing something that they had to overcome, and then seeing the success that we had, it's just mind blowing. Like, guys, I have a small channel, but between my reviews, between using business, just basic business sense, by no way am I a tycoon or mongo, business mongo, just using basic business sense. This channel, guys, probably earned altogether close to 20 grand this year. When you come on reviews and I don't get paid like a lot of YouTube revenue or whatever, but when you count the things that I learned off the channel, and then you're looking at like Fire Stick sales, and you're looking at Hotspot sales, the Hotspots really were boosted up. You're looking at selling the video. When you put all of those things together, 20 grand, guys. 20 grand by using basic business sense. And notice all the different things that I said. You can't just be stuck in one thing. In 2020, like I said, I want to just, encourage people how to be prosperous in 2020. You have to do more than one thing. You can't. I seen somebody posted today that was like, if you're coming on YouTube and think you about to kill it with YouTube ads, you about to kill it with the view count, man, look, that ain't working. That ain't working on YouTube, man. What you have to do is you have to be honest, develop a relationship with your audience, become an authority on the subject matter, learn more than the average person. I'm not saying you got to be like the smartest person in the room. Just know more than the average person. That way you can teach the average person something about whatever subject you have. And when you're able to teach people, then knowledge is power. And then knowledge also generate income. If you know something, man, you find a problem, you solve it, you charge people a reasonable price for the answer. Boom. The next subject, 2019, knowing yourself. Man, in 2019, I really, 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 I learned how to value myself. So somebody, a lot of times people ask me, what do you charge for this or that? Man, you charge whatever you think you can make. And that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. You charge whatever you think you can make. Trade. Thanks for keep it real tech. I always look forward to watching your videos. Have a wonderful New Year's. You have a wonderful New Year's too. You charge whatever you think you can get, because look, let's say you have, man, I don't want to go dark, but let's just say you have an illness, right? And you absolutely need to find a cure, and someone create a pill that will heal your illness, cure your illness. How much would you pay for that pill? That's how you have to think about it in 2020. Whenever you're marketing yourself, whatever you're branding yourself, whenever you're selling yourself, is supply and demand. Who have it? Who have it? If you want to be successful, guys, you got to be the one to find that wave, find that next wave, have the answers that no one else have. Look, I learned in 2019, a lot of people don't like to read. Man, read articles, man. Not just, don't just watch YouTube videos. Yes, you find a lot of information on YouTube videos, but here's a little secret, guys. A lot of the things that I present to you guys that you might not know about, or that you know about, and I might present it in a different form or in more detail, is not only have I watched the same videos that you watch on the subject matter, but I didn't read a ton of articles on the subject matter, or an ebook on the subject matter, and I don't have a lot of time on my hand, but I take that time out to read because I want to have more information than the average Joe. That's the secret to 2020, people. Having more knowledge than the average Joe. That's prosperity in 2020. Knowing more than the person next to you. That's the secret sauce. That's the secret sauce. 2020, know more than the person next to you. And that's how you're going to be successful. That's it. So I'm going to take it upon myself to learn more about finances in 2020. I think once I get more knowledge on finances, then I can start to make investments, especially since we started this business. I can start to make investments that's going to catapult the business into a different place. Now, the better you do, right, when you're doing well, then of course you're able to help other people. 2020, in my opinion, the way you help others is not necessarily giving them a handout. I'm gonna give you an example of how right now you can make money starting from nothing. It's gonna cost you something though. It might not cost you money, but it's gonna cost you something. In 2020, ask yourself, what do I have to offer? Here's the example. This home right here, I brought this home about 8 years ago, 10 years ago, something like that. 5-bedroom home, about 2,300 square foot, 2,400 square foot. It's an older neighborhood. All right. I paid $500. That's what I brought to closing for this home, $500. Now, it was a whole ordeal for me to get this home because I didn't have the best of credit. I didn't have, I was recently divorced. My wife was recently divorced. So our credit was shot. We didn't have a lot of capital, but I researched, find out, what programs it had. What can I do? I went to a conference and I met this woman that worked in housing and stuff like that. And it took me about a year to come to closing on this home. You know what I did? All of that information, all of the grants that I got. For example, I got a $10,000 grant from a Bank of Dallas, from Dallas Bank or something like that. I didn't even know that company even exists. I didn't even know that they had programs like that. So I took all of that knowledge and I put it I wrote it down and I made an ebook. Look, listen, that experience, I took it, I wrote it down, I kept the paperwork, basically cut and paste a lot of the specifics from the paperwork and stuff, all the technical jargon and stuff like that, the websites, the links and stuff, basically cut and paste that. And I wrote an ebook called How to Buy a House for $500, and I put it on Amazon. I was in the gas fire in 2006, so while I was recovering, I used writing as a skill, and I'm not the best writer. Guys, I'm not the best writer. I have hearing issues, so I don't hear syllables correctly. I'm from the South, so I have an accent. So inherently, because I don't hear well, then my pronunciation sounding out been like that since in school. My spelling be off, right? Because you're not hearing all of the vowels and stuff like that. That have nothing to do with, look, disabilities have nothing to do with your intellect or your comprehension skills. And I try to tell people, man, people like, well, I don't like to read. I'm not a good reader. But can you read? That one thing I can say, I can read well. Some people can't read, in a crowd or whatever. Some people have phobias or whatever. Whatever your disability might be, that doesn't impact your intellect. Can you comprehend? And so I'm not the world best speller, but man, I'm the author of 2 ebooks. I wrote about my experience about the gas fire, and then I wrote a book about my life, and I published the one about the gas fire called The Man Who Set Himself on Fire. Boom, put it on Amazon. That didn't cost me any money to do those things. It just cost me time. In 2020, ask yourself, what do I know that no one else knows? You know yourself. Do you have a story that can help someone? That gas fire, that's a lot of burn victims that's looking for encouragement. A lot of burn victims looking for people that persevere through it, right? So that's a problem. Someone looking for the inspiration. I took my experience, put it down on paper, didn't cost me a dime, just cost me time, and put it on Amazon. In both cases, my experience, my life experience, wrote it down and put it out there for people to buy it if they want it. If you want to know how to buy a house for $500, go to Amazon. How to buy a house for $500 by Donald Bogan. Boom, pay the $2 or $3, whatever it may be. You're on your way. You want inspiration? Boom, go to Amazon. The Man Who Set Himself on Fire by Donald Bogan. Boom, you can buy the book for $9 or whatever it is. Listen, those are little avenues that you can put out there, and people here, oh, 20 grand. Look, the book sales, the affiliate links, the reviews, the video, the hotspot, the company, several little things that you can do in 2020 to get out of the situation that you're in. And you never gonna have all the money in your hands at one time. The money is gonna trickle in. In my case, anyway, it's gonna trickle in. So you're never gonna see, I ain't gonna say never. I hate to use the word never. In the foreseeable future, you're not gonna see me come up here with bands and bands of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, this what I made today. It necessarily don't work that way. Even if you make a lot of money today, it's probably being reinvested or paying off something else. But gas money, what's for supper tonight? Kid got a game. Wife wants something new. Boom, you have the ability to go out and get it. You might not can't go out and buy a brand new car cash. You might can't go out and get your whole house remodel, which is a goal that I have. My goal for 2020 is to make enough money to remodel this house and then sell it and buy a new house. So and to get my wife a new car within 3 months. So that's the goal that I have for 2020. I only can achieve these accomplish these goals by practicing what I preach. So I hear you talk about Hotspot. I canceled my cable when I discovered IPTV service, so I don't have Wi-Fi at home. If I use your hotspot, would it improve my service and give me Wi-Fi? It depends on your location. If you're close to the hotspots, the method that we use is the AT&T method. So basically, it's bouncing off the AT&T towers. So if you're close to AT&T tower, what I tell people is that you go to fast.com from an AT&T cell phone. Anyone that have an AT&T cell phone, get their phone, turn off the Wi-Fi so that they're strictly using data, and then go to fast.com. If you're getting speeds more than 50 megabits down, then the hotspot you can use it to stream at least 1 or 2 devices at 15 megabits down. Here's the key: check it in the morning, in the middle of the day, and in the evening, because the cell towers are congested at different times. I had some people that they had got it and it was like, man, it works perfectly. And then all of a sudden the speeds drop from whatever they was getting. It's like, I can't watch nothing, it's buffering. And I'm scratching my head. Like, what's going on? That's another thing too. A lot of the hotspots that I brought, I shipped them out to people for free to use. In Mississippi, Booties, place called Hummer. Like, I ship it out to different people to use. At my church, after church Sunday, I would pass my hotspot around to different people, use it for a week, bring it back, and I gather that information so I know what areas was good, what areas wasn't good, right? What my market was. That's just a little tidbit. But what happened was, the reason why their speeds got slowed down, they had a fair came to their town, and he was like within a mile of that fair. What happened was, all of those people was on the tower where it was causing congestion. So after the fair went away, his speeds went back up. So this is all kind of things you have to know about the hotspots, especially if you're going to sell it. Never oversell it, never undersell it to people. I tell people I sell it. If you go to our website, I present it as mobile hotspot. Take your streaming with you. It definitely could be used in your home. If you want to replace it, go ahead and give it a shot, man. I don't recommend that on YouTube. If you have access to my video, I don't recommend that you go ahead and you buy it from me when you can just get the video and pay that one-time fee, do it for yourself and save yourself money, or potentially sell it for other people. Because if you buy it from me, then not only will I charge you for the hotspot up front, but you're gonna have to pay me a monthly fee. I take your money, but I'm just gonna be honest with you. You get the video, you can do it yourself. Hey, Miss Gill, how you doing? How we doing? I'm just reflecting, rambling a little bit about 2019 and what I'm trying to do in 2020 for the channel. Like I said, the channel we had amazing growth. I'm learning how to manage my finance matters too. Yeah, that's my goal, man. That's my goal for 2020. Slayer Dog, is the mobile hotspot good enough for a PlayStation 4 online? It goes back to what I said, depending on your location at. Yes, I have people that play PlayStation all the time on it. That's in good good location. I have people that's in some locations that they can't watch IPTV on it, but they still keep it because they can watch their Hulu, their Netflix, and their YouTube, and it's way better than the internet that they have. And I'm talking about out there in the country, in Mississippi, in the woods and stuff. It's better than the internet that they have offered to them. You got people that pay for. I say this all the time. My sister, she lived in a secluded place in Mississippi, and they was paying $180 for internet, and their speeds was pretty good. The speeds was like 60 megabits down per second. But here's the thing: is that they only got up to like 12 gigs or something like that, and then after the 12 gigs, it went down. So they couldn't. They were streaming YouTube in like 380, something like that, 480 or whatever. Like they couldn't stream in 720p or 1080. So what? After they used the 12 gigs, which they would run through, she got kids and stuff, they run through that quick. So after they got the hotspot, the speeds wasn't high enough for them to watch IPTV, but she needed an antenna, put the antenna on there, then boom, she's able to watch it. But, unlimited, no data cap, they was able to do everything in their house. So it just depends, where you at. If you live in an area to where, like in this area spectrum, for $40 you get 100 megabits down, I don't think the hotspot is going to compete with that, and this town right here on the other side of town, the highest speeds I ever got on my hotspot was like 100 megabits down. That was like at 12 o'clock at night. On the other side of town, the average like about 60. This side of town, it averages like around 30 megabits. So just keep that in mind when you're selling your product and how you're marketing your product. So, Mr. Butler, no throttle. Well, yeah, she was getting throttle after with her service, but with the hotspot, you don't get throttle. You might have what they call network management if the towers are congested, and that's because AT&T have this contract with the federal government that the first responders, they take priority. And that's another thing too. I had a guy call me. You can buy those priority lines, but they're very, very expensive. And I stayed away from it because he wanted me to buy, it's a SIM card. It's a priority SIM card, but he wanted me to buy 5 years. Wanted me to buy 5 years. I think it's like $20 or $25 a month, but you had to pay like $1,500 up front. I'm like, bro, $1,500 is a lot of money. And you're talking about 5 years. There's no guarantee that's going to be around for 5 years. But supposedly there is a way where you can buy that priority, but that it does exist. Like the police and all of that, first responders, whenever they're on the cell tower, they get first priority. It's just a contract that AT&T have. So it's them, and then it's contract paying customers, people that have a contract with them, and then it's prepaid. Everything is prepaid, like hotspots or people with Go phones. That's how you fall in that category. So if you're in a congested place, the people that's going to get priority are the first responders, then the people that have the contract, and then the people that's on the prepaid phones and hotspots. That's how they work. So throttling on T-Mobile is my problem during peak hours. Yeah, just I don't know what to say, man. Another thing too, 2020, no free sponsors. No free sponsor. I'm gonna try not to. You know how you just have. You might have a bottle of water or something. I really want to work on my brand. I really want to take the channel to the next level. So I'm gonna try not to do anything for free sponsoring. And on this journey, just like I'm doing now, I want to come and share with you guys. Like, hey, look, I got a small channel. How in the world I don't have 100,000 subscribers? How in the world I made 20 grand on this channel? How? I just told you. It could be done. You look, this channel started in the mud. I started using my cell phone. If you go back and watch my old videos, I wasn't even in the frame all the way, but I made an investment in software. I made an investment in equipment. I got, I literally probably got 7 to 10 grand worth of equipment up in here right now, and I pay for different software every month. Just to try to give you guys good quality. I'm not gonna say the best quality because a lot of times, besides the help of my family, I'm a one-man show. It costs money to get where you're trying to go. But there's things you can do to get yourself out the mud. There's things you can do that doesn't cost money, that might require your time or might require you to pay attention to someone speaking as myself. I find myself in situations, guys, in 2019, and I'm going to try to avoid it in 2020, is in my faith tradition, what we're taught from the Bible, I'm a Christian, is giving pearls to swines. Let me go ahead and break that down. Giving pearls to swine, giving something precious to individuals that don't want it, it's not concerned about it, don't appreciate it, and you're spinning your wheels. And what happened is when you start to, excuse my vernacular, when you start to spit game, right? If you're from the streets, you start to spit game, then there's always someone that's going to say, oh, I can do that better. Oh, you didn't tell them this. Oh, that's not the way I do it. Oh, it's always that negative person. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't allow people to criticize you, because criticism is absolutely essential to growth. Your enemy, man, can really catapult you to the next level. Keep that in mind, 2020. They can really, your enemy exposes you. I've been exposed on this channel a lot. Some of you that's in the chat, some of you that's in the chat right now, probably went back and forth with me on the issue or whatever. And, I didn't apologize, or we agreed to disagree or whatever. But people critiquing you or criticizing you, constructive criticism, can really, man, look, it can really take you to the next level if you're open to being successful. Just keep that in mind in 2020, man. So a lot of times when you say things and this and that, and people, they're like, hey, I can do it better, or I do it that way or whatever. Man, no knock to you, but this is the method that I use. This is what's successful for me. So in 2020, going to learn how not to entertain people that don't have the channel at heart. So you don't have that. If the channel is not in your best interest in 2020, I'm gonna try not to entertain you, because there's so many people that's trying to grow, and we're trying to grow together, right? Because I'm not where I need to be. We're trying to grow together, right? Why waste this energy? My time is already limited. Why waste this energy on someone that don't see the vision? So 2020, man, I really want to put the community on my back, and I want to put you on my back, then get on somebody else's back that's looking forward to being prosperous in 2020. So carry everything that I know and bring it back to you, and then learn from others and bring it back to you in 2020, guys. How can we get out of our situations? I see a lot of YouTubers, they floss about their cars and their money, their houses. There's very few that tell you how they get it. Some of them might be leasing things or renting things or whatever. And that you gotta realize that's a form of entertainment. You can't knock them. It's a form of entertainment. I do like a lot of entertaining things on this video. A lot of things I do for views on this video that I try to do to entertain. It's part of the YouTube platform. But how can I bring you on my growth process, without me losing out? You're really giving people good advice on being successful, and just learn to work hard. Want to learn from other people's failures and stay away from negative people. Yeah, you're right. The key thing is that I tell people like this: when you pick up a book, let's say you're a college professor, you're training your students from a curriculum. That book has been written based off principles, disciplines, depending on what the subject is, that someone has documented. If you want to solve this math equation, this is the formula that you use. This has been documented. Someone has done this before and then wrote it down. They documented. It's as simple as being successful in business. Someone has done it before. They document it. You just have to learn how to read the book. Just learn how they did it. Learn the jargon. Learn the terminology. You don't have to be a prolific reader. You don't have to be an articulate speaker. Use your comprehension skills. If you know right from wrong and you know left from right, Shucks, I'm gonna say this. I've been in business meeting with people. I've been in business meeting with people that they got tons of money or tons of degrees. And if you ever been to conferences or something, sometimes we do something that's called icebreakers, right? To get people comfortable in the room. Because when you're in the conference, you're usually there for a couple of days, you're around the people for hours on end. And so they do icebreakers, and so they might say turn left and do this, or turn right and do this. You got all of these smart people here, they don't even know left or right. but they have the ability to be disciplined within their niche, to be disciplined within their area. And what I'm suggesting to you is to find a niche, find something that you're passionate about, know and learn more than the average person. When I do videos, I try to do it from the point of view of something that I haven't seen, or from the point of view of something that I need myself. Find that problem, solve that problem, no more than the person next to you. 2020, that's good business sense, in my opinion. But this is gonna be the last video of this decade, man. It's gonna be the last video of 2019. I wanted to just reflect on the channel, let you guys know where the channel is going to go. It's going to be more reviews. I think, just to reiterate the highlight, security is going to be important. Going to more IPTV reviews. Again, I charge for IPTV reviews, so those come whenever I get clients. I did a video on how you can charge people for IPTV reviews. A lot of times when people don't like you, it's because you misunderstood. And at one time, I thought it was my job to help people understand me. Nobody wants someone to be mad at them for something that's out of their control. No, I mean, most of us don't. I know what we say. I don't care what people think, but deep down, we kind of care what people think. No one wants someone to have a misunderstanding about their persona, and so it gets hard sometimes of trying to explain people who I am and where I'm from. But the only thing we can do in 2020 to keep the haters at bay is just to put out good work. And I think I left on this channel so far a good legacy behind, to where I do a lot of debating just by the nature of my work. The legacy of having a counter debate, right? A counter argument. So Kilo Green, my homeboy from Thibodeau, man. Happy New Year's. Having a counter argument. I think I've done a pretty good job. Someone said, well, you all about money. Then I can point to several videos that's on my channel that I show people how you can literally, how I do my thumbnails. I show people how I do my thumbnails and how they can use free software or paid software to do thumbnails. But not that, but they can use that same process and make business cards or make posters and stuff from churches. That's knowledge that you can use from nothing to make money. I show people how you can take, when we talk about the hotspots, one of the most important things about the hotspots is the IEMI number. I show people how you go on eBay and how people selling these numbers. I show you how you can get these numbers for free and how you can sell these numbers and make income. Even though I was selling the video on the hotspots, undercutting myself. I could have easily sold that video, undercutting myself. I'm a firm believer that when you help people within reason, I'm gonna say this, within reason, when you help people, because people, they keep taking and taking and taking and taking, and it's something that you guys should go into 2020 knowing that people will keep taking and taking and taking until you have nothing, and then they just go to the next person to drain them. Also, help people within reason. Hey, if you want to make money, all right, I'm gonna show you how to make money. I'm not gonna undercut myself. I'm not gonna shortcut myself, right? I'm not gonna take food out of my family mouth. But if you're willing to do the work, hey, this is how you do it. All right. Once you are established, this is what I need from you. Because if you're bringing people along the way, I think it's only right that they, in return, when they're able, come back and pay homage. So for example, if you're selling a product and you get them on their feet, you give them their knowledge, then all right, buy the product for me. If I'm buying in bulk, you buy it for me. You making money, I'm making money. To me, that's how I got to be in 2020, man. Only surround yourself with people that have the same vision as people. And I hate to say, when I say prosperous, when I want you to be prosperous in 2020, that is a monetary, obviously that's a monetary benefit to that phrase, that I want you to be prosperous, but I want you to prosper not only monetarily, but I want you to prosper in your health. I want you to prosper in your spirit. And one of the things about money can't buy you love, but it can give you a peace of mind, and it can allow you to do good with it. But if you have a good work ethic and if you have good values, you are able to acquire money to help others. Money only exposes who you are. When you get money, it just exposes who you are. When you get power, it just exposes who you are. If you're a good person at heart, if you get money, you're just a rich good person. If you're a bad person, you get money, you're just a rich bad person. It just exposes who you are. Taking a bath and just do you. My favorite video was the one with your family eating chicken, in the video of you in Washington. Yeah, thank you, Miss Gail. The Washington thing, like, a lot of time people see me acting silly and stuff on YouTube or whatever, and I wanted to show you guys like sort of what I do for a living. When I went to DC and we had to do that debriefing in front of like the congressmen and senators and staffers, just to show you that in real life I'm working on like major issues, like coastal land laws in Louisiana. Is like, it's a major issue that impacts the nation. It impacts the gas prices. It impacts, how navigation. Look, the mouth of the Mississippi goes through New Orleans. The navigation, how goods and stuff are transported throughout the country. If you think about it, if millions of people have to relocate, and you get an influx of 200,000 people into your community, or 15,000 or 10,000 people into your community, do your community really have the resources to sustain, a migration of people? What they are now calling climate change refugees. So I just wanted to show people like what in real life the type of climate that I'm in, the people that I deal with, stuff like that. So I don't exaggerate, and I tell you, people, when I sit down at tables that they're talking about the distribution of billions, not millions, distribution of billions of dollars, and why it's important that you have a seat at the table so you can help direct where those funds go in your community and other communities. I'm going to preach that into the day that God put on my ticket, that it's very, very important that you be involved in your community. And if I can get a seat at tables like that, you could. If you don't know my personal story, man, you go back on my videos, or go on my personal Facebook page, and you can see like where I'm from in life. And that's why it's hard for people to it's hard for people to talk to me in certain manners, because I have certain experience that other people don't have. And I tell people, from the floor in the jailhouse to the boardroom, not everyone have that story. I'm just going to be honest. I'm published in 3 scientific journals. I'm not even a researcher. You got kids that have that spend years of being undergraduates that haven't even been published yet. I'm published in 3 scientific journals from working with researchers on the after the BPR spill, of researching that. So God, and again, my faith tradition teaches me that your gift will make room for you. And so God put me in a position to where I can do these things in life, and I can come back and I can give this knowledge out. And because people are so skeptical, but for good reason, they think everything is a scam. And look, to be skeptic is a good thing, because fear is what would have kept the human species alive. Fear have kept the human species alive. Everybody want to be a hero, but heroes don't write history. I will say it again. Everybody want to be a hero, but heroes don't write histories, because the word history is exactly that, his story. If you're not around to tell a story, who you think gonna be the real hero? If I'm walking around and you're walking around and there's a shootout, right, and you get killed, right, and you can't tell a story, I'm gonna tell a story favorable to me. I'm not going to tell a story that I was behind the car hiding and shaking while you try to pull the young kid out the road, right? So just keep that in mind too, people. There's so many things that we have to look at and examine ourselves in 2020 and I know everybody make New Year's resolutions, but to be a better person, in my opinion, in 2020 is to gather more knowledge. Go ahead, put yourself with positive people and keep moving on, keep pushing on. The last thing I want to say about 2019 is that you guys have absolutely how can I put this? You guys have helped me continue this YouTube journey. Those of you that don't know, I have another YouTube page that I really have neglected. It's called Baptist Minister, and this channel is a spinoff on that. I've been on YouTube for over 12 years, and my growth have been up and down. It's just whenever I decided to go in on it, the past 2 or 3 years, I decided really to go in on YouTube. That's a lot of days where it's like, man, I don't feel like making a video. Like, this is my one day off. I'm gonna go ahead and make the video to the community. Then you make a video and it's like, man, nobody's not sharing it, nobody's not watching it, like what's going on. But you guys have really given me like a lot of comments from here and there. It might be a video, it might have like 300 views, and you guys will go ahead and you just give me like like Tech, keep up the good work. Tech, God bless you and your family. Tech, I learned this, I learned that. That keeps me going, man. It's not always the super chats, it's not always the PayPal donations, it's not always the Cash App donations. It's just taking time out to comment on the video that really keeps me going. So in 2019, you guys really has been my rock. I seen you guys defended me. And again, I don't advocate violence or whatever, but I love whenever there's an idiot in the comment section and I see one of my subscribers that have gained. The one thing as a YouTuber, you want people to gain. When I see people that have gained knowledge from the channel and then they're able to correct them, they're able to say, hey, nah, this video helped me, or nah, Tech helped me here, or DST helped me there. That when people go to bat for you, man, ride or die, that that you feel that in your heart, so Mr. Butler always loves showing love to the ladies, especially individuals in their own way. We are all good friends. I'm glad to stay in touch with me, and I love them too. So Big Perm, what's up? So yeah, guys, so that's 2019. That's the goal for 2020. I hope that you guys have a blessed, wonderful, Happy New Year's. I don't know what you guys are going to be doing for New Year's. I know in a lot of African-American traditions, people go to church on New Year's Eve and they find themselves in the house of the Lord. Speaking from my faith tradition, find themselves in the house of the Lord when the New Year's come in. Me personally, my church doesn't do it that way. We don't have a New Year's celebration. We haven't had one. We don't have a New Year's Eve celebration. We haven't had one in years. What our pastor liked to do, he was like, let's not just give God a couple of minutes in the new year. Let's give him a whole day. So we literally have a New Year's service. So we take that whole day and we dedicate it to our Maker and our Savior. So that's where I'm at, man. 2020 it's about prospering spiritually, financially, being in good health, being in good spirit, staying away from negativity, getting some financial literacy, building my credit. And like I said, my personal goals is to earn enough income to remodel this house, sell this house, buy my wife her vehicle that she wants, another vehicle. And that's my goals, man. To reach 100,000 subs, that's the goal. So share these videos, thumbs up these videos, thumbs up every video that I do, share every video that I do. If you find humor in it or if you learn from it, just show your support. Here's your boy taking a bath, and God to bless you. God love you. Guys, I appreciate you. 2020, let's do it together. Let's learn together. Let's make this money. Let's help each other. God bless. Happy New Year's. Peace.